The second trial for Adam Fox and Barry Croft Jr. began today. They are charged with plotting to kidnap Governor Gretchen Whitmer after a jury declared a mistrial back in April.
Brandon Costera and Daniel Harris were acquitted and found not guilty on all counts, and two others had already pled guilty.
Today in federal court, the prosecutor told the jury the suspects, Adam Fox and Barry Croft Jr., wanted to spark a second American revolution by kidnapping Governor Whitmer.
Now, joining us right now to break all of this down for us is former U.S. Attorney for the Western District of Michigan, Pat Miles. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Now, so my question has to be, if the jury couldn't reach a verdict for Adam Fox and Barry Croft the first time around, do you think they will this time?
Well, who knows, right? I mean, it's in the hands of the jury. Now we've got new jurors who will weigh the evidence and have their own concerns about the evidence, good or bad, and we'll find out. The government believes that these two defendants that are remaining were the ringleaders and of this kidnapping plan. And so we'll see. From the first trial, there was a lot of evidence that normally would convict, but obviously that jury had some reservations. We'll see if the prosecutor in this case can overcome any further reservations.
And Pat, you're talking about evidence. What evidence is there to support the claim that the FBI infiltrated the group to build their investigation?
Well, it's clear that the FBI had both confidential informants as well as some FBI agents working undercover. I believe there were 12 informants involved in this case and several FBI agents working undercover. They had also, of course, received videos of these defendants in training, text messages for their planning, encrypted messages, photographs. There was a lot of evidence. The FBI, in my estimation, did a very good job infiltrating this group. And the question, of course, was always, was it entrapment? Did the FBI plant the idea of kidnapping the governor in the minds of these individuals and they were not predisposed to commit a crime? Or did the FBI merely facilitate them to commit a crime they were already predisposed to commit? That's the key question. We'll find out how the jury feels about it.
Now, Pat, we know that if the first three suspects were acquitted, and I know you don't have a crystal ball, but what do you think will happen in this second trial?
Well, again, depending on the agreement that those defendants who agreed to cooperate and pled guilty, we'll see if they're going to testify in this trial under the terms of their plea agreement. They might need to do that again and cooperate. The acquittals is certainly going to play a factor in the defense here, but these two defendants, the jury was hung. So there were people on that jury who wanted to convict, but there was at least one or maybe more who said no, not guilty. So the jury couldn't come to a unanimous decision on these individuals for a conviction.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. No, and so again, there are people that believe that there's enough evidence to convict them, but will you have a unanimous jury this time around? Again, I don't have a crystal ball.
So you just touched on my next question. Ty Garver, Caleb Franks already entered those guilty pleas. What are the chances they are going to testify again for the prosecution?
The prosecution would love to have that testimony of those co-defendants because that they are the most credible, right? They were involved in the planning. Yes, they reached a deal with the government, and so the defense will always say, oh, they just tried to get off easy by cooperating, but their credibility should be fairly high. That's always an issue of witness credibility, and normally juries like FBI agents testifying, they give them a lot of credibility here. Some of the FBI agents that had problems with credibility did not testify, or problems with their character or something in their background. They weren't testifying in the first go-around. They likely won't testify in this go-around.
All right. Pat Miles, former U.S. Attorney for the Western District of Michigan, thank you so much for joining us and for your insight.
Oh, you're very welcome. Thank you.